Jasmine, you have some very powerful scenes in the series. What was it about your character that made you want to be a part of this project?
Um, well, when I first read the script, I immediately fell in love with it. I thought it was, a very important story to tell at the time. And when we first did a read through, actually, of the piece, it was me, Stephan, Antoine, and Seith Mann that actually went into a room and just made the role of Taisha even better, and evolved their relationship and kind of just made her actually more present, which I was really, really grateful for. And we just made her stronger, honestly. I call her the Jill of all trades. She's like a superwoman mother that has managed to um, help her son through all of the chaos, and try to find the truth when she's not given any answers. Um, and I think she's just very strong and emotional, and I look up to her.
Stefan, why was it important for you to take on this role, and has playing Rayshawn changed your perspective on law enforcement and victims of police brutality?
Um, well, I mean, much like Jasmine and any actor, I mean, I think that when you consider yourself for a project, you want to be excited by it. You want to be excited by the role, which I was, and excited by the story. But obviously, I felt like there was this social relevance and importance, to this story. As far as whether it's changed my outlook, not really. I've been very familiar with these stories. We see them all the time in the news. These stories are unfortunately, not so new or not so unheard of. And so for me, I think just as an artist, it was just a great opportunity to be able to, again, just have a moment to shine light on some of these instances. I think give a level of humanity to these characters is something that I really, really was excited about.
All right, Jasmine, why do you think audiences should watch hashtag Free Rayshawn?
I think audiences should watch Free Ray Sean because it gives a look into the emotion of what these victims and their families go through. It gives almost, this perspective of humanity when sometimes society doesn't even talk about them like they're actual humans. So I think it's a window into real life and what they go through.
Stefan, each episode of hashtag Free Rayshawn is an adrenaline thrill ride. As an actor, was the experience of shooting short form content different than your previous work?
No, not at all. I mean, I think that we were all a little bit weary of what exactly Quibi was and what that would mean for our whole filming process. But to me, I've done a number of films, and this just felt like it fell in line with all of those films, just as far as pacing, as far as energy. We had one great director, the captain of the ship, Seith Mann. So we weren't switching directors from episode to episode, which was great to just have one voice. I think we shot it, almost like a film, and so it felt very, very natural.
Jasmine, how does it feel to be Emmy nominated along with your father, who also received a nomination for his work in This Is Us?
To be nominated first time, same year as my dad, I think I don't know, it's pretty incredible. It's a father and daughter I don't think has ever been nominated in the same year before. And it's really of a full circle moment for me. My dad introduced me to theater when I was really, really young, and he's one of the reasons why I'm acting in the first place, and he's such a huge inspiration to me, along with being an amazing father. So it's pretty cool.
And Stephan, tell us, what was it like working with executive producer Antoine Fuqua and director Seith Mann?
I really enjoy working with Antoine. I've been a big fan of his work, for a long time. Antoine and I sat down for lunch. The first time he presented me this idea of Free Ray Sean. That was sort of a modern day take on Dog Day Afternoon. And Dog Day Afternoon is one of my favorite films ever. And to be able to do it with a guy like Antoine at the helm, and obviously finding out that Steve Mann, who's been brilliant pretty much since the beginning, was going to be involved. It all just made it a really, really exciting prospects. Those guys are, they're top of the line as far as vision, as far as execution. And I think that we see a prime example of that in this piece.